welcome to CMX. Thank you for joining us. Our guest today is Maegy Egbuchulam, and she is presenting a wonderfully fun and imaginative program for us, What K-Dramas Taught Me About Community Management. I've posted Maggie's LinkedIn profile in our chat, and please feel free to link with her. You can also see her Twitter handle as well. So without further ado, I'm going to let Maegy take the stage. Come on up and take the stage.
Okay, thank you so much for an amazing presentation, Lori. I'm going to be sharing my screen, and I hope that at the end of this conversation, we learn from my presentation. I'm also going to learn from whatever questions you might have. Yeah. So, okay. Okay, can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so my name is Margaret, and I'm the community manager at Flurry. And just a little bit about this topic. I last year was really rough for me. Lori has an idea of how last year was for me. So I selected this topic because I really wanted to build an MVC, or a proof that I had expertise or skills or knowledge about community management whenever I was applying for jobs. So in case I was asked, oh, what have you done in the community space? I could literally use this community that I built from ground up to show prospective employers that, oh, this is exactly what I've done, and this was how I was able to do it. So that's what brought about this topic. And I'm also grateful to Lori for giving me this opportunity to speak to all of you today. So let's dive into it. I'm a community manager residing in Lagos, Nigeria. I love to build communities with an impact first approach, creating and implementing community strategies and community operations. When I'm not in the community management space, I love discovering and experiencing new cultures through food, movies, books, series, and travels. I believe that there's a danger of a single story, and we need to take it upon ourselves to go discover the reality of places, the true essence of people from their sources, rather than what people's experiences may have shaped their narration. And that's so, in case you didn't notice, I absolutely love K dramas. Yeah. So why this topic? I decided to talk about this topic to highlight the benefits of building a community based on the collective passion of the community members, and to also remind us that there are community members all over the world looking for a safe space to call theirs. So if you have it in you to build a community for, say, people who love just Lego, no need to feel weird or no need to feel any way about it. Just go ahead. There's someone out there looking for a safe space to call theirs. So, my very first lesson is there's a space for everyone with specific K drama needs. And what this taught me is there's a plethora of content that keeps being produced every year. And when I started watching K dramas, I'll be very honest, I never liked it initially. In fact, I grudgingly dove into the world of K dramas. It was my younger brother who was actually a fan of K dramas at that time. And one of these days, I didn't have anything to do, so I started with my very first one, A Man Called God. And I think that awoke something in me, that awoke my love for investigative dramas, that awoke my love for thrillers. That drama showed me how much I love suspense, how much I love puzzles, how I love thinking. I like to view into the future of the story and see what exactly did the writer have in mind when they were writing this scene and all of that. So that was my foray into community management. So what does this tell us as community managers? That there are never enough communities. We are how many billion people are in the world? And these people need a space. And since you're a community manager and you realize that everyone has specific needs, and if we are to go by what Priya Parker taught us in The Art of Belonging, the more exclusive a community is, the more impactful it is on its members. So this is something we should take home when we're thinking of starting communities based on our passion. Yeah. The next one is the messages of K dramas are universally understood. So these characters here, it's a recent K drama that was released. The title is The Glory, and it tells the story of the lady, this lady here, who was bullied when she was young by this lady here, and this person here is her husband. So she decided to wish them well while she was a teenager, and then come back to get her revenge. And the feedback when this drama was released was powerful. The message was clear. Every single person is actually rooting for her. And I love the way this character was written. Most times when we see some revenge dramas, they tell you, oh, this person made so much money and now they're coming back. But instead, this is a regular lady like you and I who is using her wit to get back at her bullies. Is she going to succeed? Or no in on March 10th, 2023? Yeah. So this is also what we should take home as community managers. Whatever is our unifying value, whatever it is, that singular thing that brings us all together when we form a community, we should strive to make it universally understood if we intend to build a global community, or if we want to build like a local community, let it be something that the people there they literally can get without too much lingo, or like you say in my place, without too much Oyibo. Yeah. Lesson three, word of mouth is the best way to promote a community. And I feel this is what every single one of us we wish for as community managers, that the moment we launch a community members will be so gracious enough to talk about it without being nudged. And these are some of this drama here is called Big Mouth. This is called Tomorrow. This is called Island. The part two comes out next month. And I'm not promoting these dramas. I'm just letting you know how interesting these dramas are, and how if anyone were to reach out to me, I would definitely recommend these dramas. And when those people I recommended it to find it very interesting, they keep recommending it, and that way the chain of recommendation is long, it's secure, it's natural, it's organic. And one platform that helps to promote any K drama organically is TikTok. If your K drama if your K drama resonates so much with people, for example, the one that Lori saw, Extraordinary Attorney Wu, when the drama initially aired, the ratings were very poor. But after episodes two, into episode three, into episode four, when people who were watching it, they couldn't just keep it to themselves. They kept making videos about it, they kept making edits, they kept talking about it, and then boom, Extraordinary Attorney became a global and well-loved drama. And this is what we all want. And that's sort of the age-old long form of marketing is the most effective and is the most trusted. So as we design and build our communities, let's just bear it in mind that word of mouth is still the best way to promote the community, and we should look for amazing ways to either incentivize our community members or just find smart ways, authentic and genuine ways of asking them to promote these communities. And there's also something else I've noticed. Some people intentionally do not promote the communities they're a part of. Why? They really want to hoard the goodness of the community to themselves. And that's okay. There's some, we're all like that in some things, yeah. Lesson 4, cliche is the best way to start if you are lost. Things are cliche because they work, and this is very true. So every active K drama fan loves the year 2016. Why? That was the year the same format was used to create so many K dramas, and fans loved every single one of it. The rich guy spent so much on the not so rich girl, and she refuses him, and then he tries, and he finally says yes, and then boom, they lived happily ever after. Um, What's Wrong with Secretary Kim? There's so many that use that format. And in 2021, we have Business Proposal that literally gave us a nostalgic feeling by giving us all those cliches and tropes that we used to see in 2016. And fans loved it. And like literally, that was like the selling point of Business Proposal. The fact that they used something which had existed before and just added some elements of 2021 to it and then packaged it and gave it to us. This one is called The King Eternal Monarch. It's some sci-fi, and if you're not really paying attention to the drama, you might not really grab it. And so for me, I would say that was the issue with this particular K drama. The messaging wasn't simple. It contained like a lot of scientific lingo. So what does that mean for us as community managers in trying to create community content? I'm always of the belief that we should write our content as though someone who is reading it just encountered us for the first time. They might not really understand what K-dramas are all about. They might not really understand what our product community is all about. So it should be as exciting as though they just joined the community. Not so verbose, but simple and sweet. And this is the famous Alchemy of Souls. I don't know if any of us have seen it. This one, simple, straight to the point. Every single person could understand what they were saying. And the best part is was a fictional world. So everything went. And this is tomorrow. This is a very it's a drama that touches on very sensitive topics in the best way possible. And many people resonated with it. Now the final lesson is as community managers looking to build and grow passion communities, one of the things K-dramas taught me is to be your authentic self, and you would see your kind naturally gravitate towards you. I started watching K-dramas. I felt like I had to hide that part of myself. Yeah. People here can be very mean when they realize that you like K-dramas. They have this weird perception of you, like you're on serious. The only thing you do is just fantasize about men you never meet or fantasize about people you never meet in your lifetime. Will I meet them? I don't know. But the truth is, um, I like the fact that these characters give me an insight into how people live in different countries and also enables me to learn deeper about their cultures and about their traditions and about their age-long history. And was farther down the line, and I realized that there are several ways of breaking down so many barriers that may have been put up either by location, either by distance, either by differences in culture, even diversity and all of that. So these days, when you meet a fellow K drama fan, there's this there are levels of walls you've been able to break down just because you have a singular love. The same way when two anime fans meet, it's almost as though they've been best friends forever. Their conversations, it's easier to initiate conversations. It's easier to promise to continue to be in touch. When you guys are chatting, there's literally something to talk about. Your conversations are always fun, bubbly, and all of that. And this is very important when it comes to community engagement. What is that thing that unites all of you that even if all the content in the world has dried up, that particular thing will still keep you united? And that is what being your authentic self and sticking to that singular focus, that why that brought us together. And I also feel that if you're being your authentic self, people can always tell, people can always feel it through your conversations, how you relate with people, how you chat with them, and it in the end it allows you to sleep better at night, knowing fully whether you're not pretending, you are unapologetic about what you love. If people can be proud Man U fans, proud Chelsea fans, and the world hasn't turned red, then there's nothing stopping me from being a proud K-drama fan. Yes, as long as I'm not hurting anybody. So these are the lessons that I have learned from K dramas since I started seeing them, and how each of these lessons have played a part in how I build and moderate and engage in the communities that I work in. So thank you so much for listening. These are my, if you want to contact me, this is how you can actually reach me. And if you have any questions, I am now open to listening to them. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That was really cool. I have a whole list of questions, it's for pretty much each lesson. Does anybody else? I don't want to hog the question time. I'd like to let other folks speak first if anybody has questions for Maegy. All right. How about if I start?
Okay.
In lesson one, you said something I thought was really cool. You said the more exclusive the community, the more impactful it is.
Yeah.
And wondering if you could tell me a little bit more about that,
Okay.
please.
Okay. So before I read the book, The Art of Belonging, I used to think that, oh, the more open we are, we the more any come as you are. Yes, I think that's how we say it here. Just come as you are. But then when I read Priya's book, that chapter at least stuck out to me, and it made me understand that you are not going to spread yourself thin. You'll be intentional about your plans. So say, and then the more you narrow down to the exact people you want in your community, the better for you. So since I'm using K dramas as my point of reference, there are gazillions of genres in K dramas. For example, I do not see horror films, so there is no way I would be joining a horror K drama community. But if you tell me, oh, come as you are, and then I join, and then I'm seeing horror films or horror series being recommended, I'm going to feel disappointed. I'm going to feel cheated. I'm going to feel like what I exactly like would not be spoken of more. Same way, there are people who have various reasons why they watch certain K dramas. Some just watch certain K dramas for just one particular actor, and that's fine. That's cool. So they will naturally gravitate to things that are related to just that actor. Than if you're a multi-stanner, that's the word. Yes, you would naturally flow and thrive in a community that allows you have as much conversations around various genres. So that's the reason for that.
Nice. I have another question, but does anybody else want to ask a question?
Yes, I'd love to.
Hi.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, ma'am, we
Yeah, I can,
can.
Zuru. I can hear you.
All right. So I think I want to I want to ask a question. When Maggie talks about cliches, right? And I
Yeah,
think you said that that's a good place to start from if someone is building
yeah.
a community and then they're not, sure of where to begin. So, so I think it's a question, but it's sort of like inquiry. I don't know how to put it, but if I'm building a community in an already oversaturated niche, right? And um doing the same thing that other people are doing, do you think more people would join my community because there are already thousands of others doing exactly the same thing? So at what point does differentiation come in?
Okay, thank you for your question, Zuru. So, like I said initially, the more narrow and the more specific your community members are, or the people you intend to have in your community, the more you are differentiating yourself. So, first things first, yes, there are gazillion communities maybe around K dramas and all. But what exactly sets you apart? There are some, like I said, they are based on just one particular genre. And what I also meant by cliche is you don't need to there's no need for you to like start building the Tower of Babel from scratch. There are already existing frameworks, there are already existing principles that people have tried and tested and it has proven to work that you can use. And then what do? You go there and you make it yours. You make it fit into the type of community you intend to build. So rather than just starting from the scratch, you can actually build on that existing template, on that existing platforms. For example, we always see certain movies that feel the same, that have the same message. But there's always one subtle difference. Friends with benefits, and what's the other one again? There's two movies. Okay, let's even give a very pertinent example. Every Christmas, we see the whole. It's always the same thing. Rich CEO, very tired. He goes back to his hometown, and then there's his high school crush. All of it, she has been there since they left high school, and all of a sudden remembers that, oh, the city is so busy, and the village is so relaxing. Voila, he tastes the coffee that she made, and he's brought other memories that brought back and blah blah blah. And then January comes, like, no, I want to stay. I want to, I want to stay back. I want to stay back here and live with you. And they keep bringing out these kinds of movies every year. Do we complain? No, we actually watch it. But there's always a twist. Initially, when I started watching many of these Christmas movies, there was no diversity. But 2022, that was the twist. That was what made some Christmas movies special. We had diverse couples in some of these movies. So no matter what, every year we look forward to Christmas movies, and whether if it's cliche, we'll watch it. If there's something new, we'll watch it, and that's basically it. Yeah,
Thank you so much.
you're
Great
welcome.
question. Does anybody else have any questions? Glenn?
Yeah, I'm just curious. Did you say? I'm sorry if I missed it. Where did you build the community? Like, did you use like Slack or Facebook or Reddit or a platform, or how did you? What's the
Oh,
structure of the community?
okay. I'm building. I haven't built it yet
Oh, you're
because I recently I got a gig. So, but I intend to launch the community on Telegram. Yes. Yeah.
okay.
So we did tools analysis, and I'm working with an amazing team to bring this community to life because we are still learning. So we realized that for where we're coming from and with the strength of our finance, Telegram is like the best place to start. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
I was wondering, you mentioned that word of mouth is the best way to promote a community,
Yeah.
and I agree with that. It's definitely works one. It's wonderful for so many reasons. You mentioned TikTok being very successful as a way to promote community. I am not on TikTok. I but I do hear that there's sort of movement toward that. And I'm wondering, do you use TikTok for would you use it as a possible way to connect with folks? And what would that look like?
Okay. I'm going to let you know that there's a vibrant K-drama community on TikTok. And so I did say at the start of my that last year was kind of like really rough for me. So I decided as a way of feeling better. And since I had so much time on my hands, I wouldn't feel um, too down mentally. I decided that I was going to make use of my TikTok as an avenue to fully embrace my K-drama love and admiration. And from May till December, when I made that commitment, I started with 35 followers. But by December, I had over 1,000 followers, and that was because I was engaging with fellow K-drama fans from various parts of the world. Through the various posts I was making, I could test for behaviors. So I also learned how to edit clips. Yes, that was something I had to learn by myself. And then I realized that there are sometimes I would make a clip. People don't really react so much to it. But then when I also realized that there's when you compress in 1 minute, 1 minute videos are like they are the ultimate word of mouth, fastest viral ways to reach a lot of people. You don't have so much audience. And there was one I actually did, and now I did one like that, and I slept and I woke up to over 10,000 views. I have never been so I've never been so shocked. And that was the post, that was the video I made that catapulted me to 1,000. Like I had over 400 followers because of that singular video. And what I've also realized personally, TikTok is that place that that's the vibe I get from TikTok. It literally allows you to be yourself, and you would always find your kind gravitating towards you without pressure, without judgment, because they all understand where you're coming from, irrespective of whatever language it is. Yes. So TikTok is, yeah.
Are you planning on using it when you're building your new community? As
Yes.
you are, I would love to hear more
Yeah.
about that.
I already have, I've already set out the social media accounts, and little by little, I am building an audience there, letting them know that, oh, something like this is coming. And the moment other things are put in place, definitely I would give my time there. And the best part is you can actually create like lots of videos, upload it to your draft, and at the times that you feel are nice, you just upload and watch it do its thing. Yeah.
Does anybody else here use TikTok? Me neither. I think maybe that it's because like I don't, their whole saying about meet people where they are. I don't know that any developers I know are on TikTok, but I want to be proven wrong.
Yeah,
So
it depends. Um, if are you on Facebook?
not anymore.
Okay. Okay. I also know that some K-drama communities are on Facebook. So if you're a Facebook fan, you can actually find some there. But I'm not really a fan of Facebook. So
Neither am I. Okay. Does anybody have any other questions? Because I have another one.
okay.
Um, I obviously I thought this was a very valuable presentation, and I have lots of questions, which is a good thing. You talked about content. You said write it as if it's the first time you're learning something, being simple and straightforward. And I was
Yeah.
wondering if you, as a community manager, have any tips for us as community managers to do that in our communities.
Okay. So for example, there's a community that I manage for my friend. It's called SG Writers Haven. And what I do at the start of the month is when here we do like Happy New Month messages and all. And what I now do is after I've made that post, I list out the activities that we have in the community every month. So number one, what that does is if you haven't been active in the community and you happen to to come across that message, it just like reminds you about that. If you're active, you are made more aware to add this to your calendars. And if you recently just joined, you're not lost. You now know exactly the cadences of activities that happen and when it happens. So that's what I mean by make your content appear fresh and new, as exciting as that welcome message you sent to them when they first join the community. Yeah.
Thank you. I think I have one more question. Um, you talked about showing up as your authentic self. I was
Yeah.
wondering how you and how anyone else, if folks would like to answer after you answer, about how folks show up as their authentic self. Because I think that's very important. And obviously, if you're managing a very formal, serious community, that that may be something where you might want to have a little bit more of just
Moderation.
a little distance for just more like more a little bit less authentic and professional. But I'm wondering how you do it, and if other folks want to talk about how they show up authentically, that would be fantastic, because I thought that was an excellent point.
Okay. So for me, what I mean, how I show up authentic is I am normally a positive-minded person. I'm an extrovert. I'm I have like so much energy. So I try to bring that into the community. And if it's a very formal community, or maybe it's a community I'm just joining for the first time, I also let them know that this is how I am. So if I come across that way, you're not surprised. And most times, you're not your if you're not your true self, there's this, I like to call this, everyone has like an online persona. If you've been chatting with someone for like a long time, or if you've been contributing massively in a community, and then one day you sound off, those who have been following your story can actually feel that. And they will know that, oh, there's actually something wrong. And they might actually want to reach out. So for me, number one is I always try to read the room. And sometimes I need to allow others shine. I need to allow others express themselves. Because left to me, I literally know how to start, sustain, and maintain a conversation. But not everyone knows how to do that. So what I usually do is I give room for people to come into conversations either by tagging, or either by reaching out to them via DMs and then nudging them to contribute on the group. So I make sure I leverage on my strengths to cover my, then when we've now become friends, I'm an advocate for more people joining the Kdrama community. So I recommend Kdramas to you. And if you have issues with this, I'll keep convincing you until one day you join us. So that's it. Yeah.
Thank you. That was really, really helpful. Does anybody else have any questions or want to talk about anything while we're all together? Okay. Well, we've got some cool stuff coming up in February. I haven't announced it yet, but we're going to have a discussion on developer relations with two folks who have developed a DevRel course to help community managers understand it. And the other one is a surprise. It's going to be very cool. We're going to have a thought leader coming in who's going to talk about helping marketers understand the value of community. I don't know if anyone works with marketing. I find they're the tough nut to crack, as it's kind of a tie between them and product, as to who are the tougher nuts to crack. And then in March, we're going to do a fun in-person metrics session. We're going to do kind of a mid-afternoon happy hour and then a fun dinner. So then I've got a whole bunch of things planned. So I just want to let folks know about it. And if you have ideas or you yourself would want to present at a CMX Connect event, let me know. And I want to thank Maegy for her time and for her really incredible presentation. And you know how to get in touch with her. She's also in our Slack workspace. And I'll give everybody some time back. And thank you, Maegy, for this really incredible. And we look forward to seeing you soon.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Peter.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye.